Welcome back to Snippet Coder, and we are back with another video, and this is the 10th video of our WooCommerce Flutter Grocery app series. In this video we will learn about how to integrate a payment gateway in our application, and in this video we are integrating two payment gateway. First one is a Razorpay and the second one is a PayPal payment, and also we are integrating the cash on delivery feature. So before starting the video, if you are new to our channel, subscribe the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified about our latest video. Thank you. First of all, we will create new folder here and we will name it as a asset folder. Inside that we will create one more folder, that is image folder, and here we have added three images. First one is a cash.png and the second one is a paypal.png and the third one is a razorpay.png. Now we will add in the PubSpec, we will add that asset folder, and here we will write. Now that folder has been added to the PubSpec. So now we will create one model file here and we will name it as a payment_method.dart file, and here we will create class payment method, and here we will create the variables here. First one is the ID, then we will have that name, then we will have that description, then we will have logo, then we will have that route, then we will have function on tap, then we will have bool is a route redirect. Here we will create the constructor here, this.id, this.name, this.description, this.logo, this.route, this.onTap function, this dot is route redirect. So now we will create one more class here and we will name it as a class payment method list, and here we will have list type of payment method underscore payment list, then we will have list type of payment method and we will name it as a cash list, and here we will create a constructor here, and here we will have this dot underscore payment list is equal to, and we will create the array here, and we will create here new payment method, and ID we will pass as a Razorpay. The name we are passing here Razorpay, and the description we will write here click to pay with Razorpay method, and the logo we will define that path of that icon asset slash image slash razorpay.png. In the route we will pass here Razorpay. In the onTap function we will create the onTap function later on when we will implement that payment method, and here we will pass false. Now we will create one more payment method here, and here we will copy paste and we will type here PayPal, and here name will be PayPal, and here we will change click to pay with the PayPal method, and the image file will be PayPal, and here also we will pass that route name as a PayPal, and here we will pass as a true, because we will do the auto redirect in our application for that PayPal method. But for the Razorpay, we will do the implementation here in this code. Now we will create one more array, that is this dot underscore cash list is equal to, and here we will create the array here. And here we will pass COD, and here we will name it as a cash on delivery. And here we will write click to pay with cash on delivery. Here we will write click to pay cash on delivery, and here we will change the icon here. We will name it as a cash.png, and here we will have that route name, and we will name it as a order success get method to get the payment list and cash list payment method. And here we will have get payments list, and here we will pass payment list, and same we will do for that cash list also. And here we will pass cash list. So now we will design our widget to show that payment method in our application. So now we will create a widget file here in the widget folder, and we will name it as a widget underscore payment method underscore list item dot file, and we will make it as a stateless widget. Payment method list item. So here we will pass that parameter of payment method, and the constructor we will pass this dot payment method. So here we will use that inkwell widget. A splash color we are using as a theme of, and context we will pass here. Then we are using here accent color. Then we have a focus color here, and we are using the same theme of context dot accent color. And for the highlight we are using here highlight color theme of context dot primary color. And then we will have that on tap function here, and here we will check if this dot payment method dot is route redirect, then only we will do the redirection and all. Navigator of context dot push name, and here we will pass this dot payment method dot route. In the else condition we will pass here this dot payment method dot on tap. So here for the child we are using here container. Then we have the padding here, and for the padding we are using here edge inset dot symmetric, and horizontal we are using here 20. Then for the vertical we are using here 8. Then we are using here decoration here, and for the decoration we are using here box decoration, and here we will pass the color here, and for the color we are using here theme of context, and here we are using here focus color with opacity 0.1, and here we are using box shadow, and we are using here box shadow The color we are using here, theme off, and focus color we are using here with opacity 0.1. Then we are using here blur radius, and we are using here 5. Then we are putting here offset, and we are using here offset of 0,2. So now let me show you side by side the UI design which we are doing right now. Before that, we have to modify our main.dart file, and we have to add some themes here. So here we have created some default theme here, and we are using here font family protection. Family color we are using here white. Then we are using brightness with the brightness.light. The accent color we are using here red, and the divider color, focus color, hint color, all we are using here red accent. And for the text theme we are using here a headline 4, and then we have a headline 2, then we have a headline 3 here, then we have a subtitle 1, and then we have a caption here. So now let me run the application to show you side by side. Before that, we have to call this payment method visit from our application to see how it's looking. So here in our just for the testing, I am putting here, and here we have to pass payment method. So let me run the application now. Now we will click on that my account section to see that our visit which we have created. So now right now it is coming empty here. Now we will start coding there in the visit, and here we will add the child here, and here we are using a row template, and here we will write main axis alignment, main axis alignment dot start. Then inside the children we are using here container visit we are using here. Then we have a height, and the height we are using here 60, and for the width also we are using here 60. Then we have a decoration here, and here we are using here box decoration. Then inside that we are using here border radius, and we are using here border radius dot all radius dot circular, and we are using here 5. Then we are using here image, and for the image we are using here decoration image. Here we are passing here image, and we are picking from the asset image, and here we will pass that path, and we are using here payment method dot logo, and for the fit we are using here box fit dot fill. Now you can see here image is coming here. Now we will move further, and here we are using here size box, and width we are using here 15. Then we have the flexible visit we are using here, and for the child we are using here root, and here we are using here cross axis alignment, and we are using here cross axis alignment dot center. Inside that children we are using here expanded. Then for the child we are using here column visit, and here we are using here cross axis alignment dot start. Then for the children we are using here text visit, and here we are passing here payment method dot name and here we are using overflow, and here we will have the text overflow dot eclipse, and here we are using here max lines and to 2. Then we have the style here, and for the style we are using here theme of context dot text theme dot subtitle 1. Now you can see in the screen that text is also coming here and the icon is also coming here, but not in a proper layout. Then we will have one more child here, and we have the text widget, and here we will pass payment method dot description. Then we have the overflow here, and for the overflow we are using here text overflow dot fate. Then we have that soft wrap false. Then for the style we are using here theme of context dot text theme dot caption. So here you can see that text is also coming. So here we will write size box, and we will have width of 8. Then we are putting your icon here, and we are using here icons dot keyboard arrow right, and the color we are using here theme of context dot focus color. So here that icon is also coming. The position of that arrow is wrong. I think we have to move this code, and we have to put this code after this expanded widget. So now that arrow is coming perfectly fine. So now we will create one more class that is for that showing that payment method all, and for that we will create a new page here, and we will name it as a payment screen dot file, and we will make it as a stateful widget. Payment screen. Extend it with that base page, and here also we will write base page state. Here we will write payment method list, and here we will initialize list is equal to new of payment method list, and here we will return single child scroll view. Inside that child we are using here column widget, and here we will have cross axis alignment, and we are using here dot start. Then for the main axis alignment, and we are using here main axis alignment dot start. Then for the main axis size, and we are using here main axis size dot max, and here inside the children we will define here size box, and we have the height, and we are putting here 15. Then we are checking here list dot payment list dot length. If more than 0, then we will define here padding. Here we are using here edge insert dot symmetric, and here we will have horizontal, and we are passing here 20. Then we have the child here, and for the child here we are using here list title, and here we are passing here content padding, and we are using here as insert dot symmetric, and we are using here vertical 0. Then we have the leading here, and for the leading we are using here icon, and we are passing here icons dot payment. Then we have the color here, and for the color we are using here theme of context dot hint color, and here we have the title here, and for the title we are using here text, and here we will have text of payment options, and we are using here max line 1. Then we are using here overflow, and for the overflow we are using here text overflow, and for the text overflow we are using here ellipsis. Then we have the style here, and here we are using here theme of context dot text theme dot headline 4. Then we are using a subtitle here, and for that we are using a text widget. Select your preferred payment mode. So let's see how it's looking in the screen now. Now we will link this payment screen with our previous widget so that we can see how it's looking in the UI. So here that UI is coming here, and we are getting here payment options, and the icon is coming also, and the subtitle is also coming. Select your preferred payment mode. In the else condition here we will put here size box, and we will put here height of 0. So now we will show all the payment method here, and for that we will use that list view separated. Before that we will put here size box of height 10, and here we will use list view dot separated. And the scroll direction we are using here axis dot vertical. Then we have a shrink wrap, and we are using here true, and primary we are using here false. Then we have the item count, and we are putting here list dot payment list dot length, and we have the separate builder, and we are using here context. Then we have the index here, and here we will return size box height 10. For the item builder we are using here context index, and here we will return payment method list item, and here we will pass payment method list dot payment method list dot element at, and here we will pass that index here. So now if we see in the UI, and we are getting here all that items which we have added in our payment method, and that is Razorpay. Then we have a PayPal. Now we will do the same for that cash also, cash on delivery also. So here we will copy the same code, and we will put here, and instead of that payment list we will check here cash list, and here we will write cash on delivery, and here you can see cash on delivery is coming. And for that icon we will change here, instead of payment icon we will use here monetization underscore on, and here we are getting that dollar icon here. Now here we will copy that list view also, and here we will do the changes. Instead of payment list we will pass here cash list, and here also in the count we are passing here cash list. Now you can see that cash on delivery is coming here. So now we will move further, and we will implement that Razorpay integration. After that we will do that PayPal integration. Now we will do integration of our Razorpay payment gateway, and for that we will add the dependency here, and we are using here Razorpay underscore Flutter plugin, and we are using here 1.2.2 version. So now we will create one class here, and we will name it as a Razor payment service dot file, and we will name the class as a Razor payment service, and here we will create the object here, Razor pay underscore Razor pay, and we will create a new method here, initialize payment gateway, and here we will initialize the object here, Razor pay is equal to new of Razor pay. Then we will create a method Razor pay dot on, and here we will pass the events here, Razor pay dot event external wallet, and we will create here that handler external wallet. Then we will create here Razor pay dot event success payment success, and here we will have payment success handler. Then we will add here event payment error, and here we will have payment error handler. Now here we will create one method that is void type of external wallet, and here we will pass the parameter of external wallet response, and here we will print the response here dot wallet name. Then we will have void type of payment success response, and here we will pass response here, and here also we will print success, and here we will pass response dot payment ID to string. Then we will have void type of payment error, and here also we will pass payment failure response, and here we will print error. Then we will pass here response dot message dot to string. Then we will pass here response code dot to string. Then we will create one method here, get payment, and here we will pass here bill context. Then we pass here context here. Then here we will use that cart items here to get all the cart items which we have to do for the payment and all. Here we will have cart items is equal to provider of cart provider, and here we will pass context listen false. Then we will call here cart items dot fetch cart items. What we are doing here, we are just calling our fetch cart items so that we will get all the cart items in our provider, and then we can access that cart items in our, and we can get all the total amount which we have to pass in our payment gateway. And here we will create options here. This is that JSON which we have to pass to our payment gateway. Here we have the key. Here we will pass that Razor pay key. Then we have the amount here. Amount we are picking from our cart items. Dot total amount. So here we have to multiply the total amount with 100. That is the rule of that payment gateway. Then we have the description here. And we are passing here payment for our products. Then we can have that prefill. In the prefill we can pass that contact number, and the email we can also pass that email ID that will be prefill in our payment gateway. Then we can pass here name here. So here we will use that try catch here, and here we will pass razorpay.open, and here we will pass that option here. Then the catch, we are throwing that exception here and printing that exception here. So our payment gateway service class is ready. Now we will call this class from our payment gateway screen. For that we have to go to that model file class, and here we will pass, and here we will create Razor payment service, and we will initialize that class. Razor payment service dot initialize payment gateway. Then we will call here Razor payment service dot get payment, and here we will pass that context here. For that, we have to pass the context from here, build context, and we have to modify this here also in the screen, and here we have to pass that context. So our Razor payment gateway is ready. Now let's see that implementation. Let's see how it's working in our application. So now let's do that payment gateway implementation on that checkout button, and for that we have to change the code here inside that cart page. That on press event we will add here. So here we will pass here payment screen. So we have to do small change here, and here we will pass page UI, and from here we will remove build context and we will save it. Now if I click on the checkout, and you can see here total amount is 249. If I click on the checkout button, and we are able to get that payment method here. So Razor Pay is required to have Android version, and that is supported version in more than 19 or equal to 19. So for that we have to do a change here, and here in the minimum SDK version we have to put here 19. Then only that Razor Pay is supported. Now if I rerun our application, now if I click on the Razor Pay, so here we are getting that payment gateway option here. Now we are getting that pre-filled data also. The phone number is not valid because we have added invalid phone number there, and we are getting here email ID also, and the amount we are getting here 249, that is our cart amount, and here we are getting the name also, that is Raman, which we have added in our code. Now if I click on the proceed button, and before that we have to put the valid mobile number here. Now if I click on the proceed button, now we are able to see that payment method here. So here if I click on the card, and here the card number I am putting here 4111111, the expiry I am putting here 11/21, and the card name I am putting here Raman, and for the CVV value I am putting here 123. Now if I click on the pay button, before that I will open the console here. So now if I click on the pay button, we will get here option of OTP also, and here now if I click on the skip saving card, so here we are getting the option of that success or failure. So if I click on the success button, so here we are getting that ID, that success response which we are getting from the server. This is the transaction ID which we are getting from that payment gateway. So after that we are moving to our payment screen, because we are not handling anything in the success method. That we will cover in our next video. On the success we will do the order creation in our WooCommerce. So that's all in this Razor Pay. Now we will move to the PayPal payment gateway. So now we will do the integration of PayPal. For doing that integration, before that we have to do the integration of that in-app browser, and for that we will use the plugin of Flutter_in-app web view. And before integrating that PayPal, we will design our page for in-app web view, and here we will add the dependency and Flutter_in-app web view 4.0.0+4. So here we will create a new page, and we will name it as a PayPal_payment.dart file, and we will make it as a stateful widget. PayPal payment screen, and here we will have web view controller. Then we will have string URL equal to null. Then we have a double type of progress is equal to 0. Now here we will return scaffold widget. Before that we will create also the key, and here we will have the global key, scaffold state, scaffold key, and here we will have override void initialize state or dot initialize state. Then here we will have this dot scaffold key is equal to new of global key, and here we will pass the key. Then we have the app bar, and we are using an app bar background color dot transparent. Then we have the elevation 0. Then we have the center title is true. Then we have the title here, and we are using here text visit, PayPal payment, and style we are using here theme of context dot text theme dot headline 6 merge, and here we are passing here text style letter spacing 1.3. After that we have body here, and here we are using here stack visit, and in the children's we are passing here in-app web view, and here we are passing here initialize URL, and just for the testing we are using here https://www.google.com. Then we have the initial options. Here we will have new of in-app web view group options, and here we are passing here for the Android we are using here Android in-app web view option text zoom 120, and here we have on web view created. Here we will pass in-app web view controller web view is equal to controller. Then we have on load start, and here we will pass in-app web view controller. Then we have string of request URL. Here we will do all the that implementation of handling of payment success or failure. Then we have the on progress change, and here we are passing in-app web browser controller in type of progress, and here we will do set state dot progress is equal to progress divided by 100, and here we will have progress is less than 1. Then we will show here size box height 3, and child here we are using here linear progress indicator, and the value passing here progress. Then we will have the background color here, and we are using here theme of context dot accent color dot with opacity 0.2, else we will pass here size box. So now let's integrate this PayPal payment screen with our payment method. For that we have to add the routing here in our main.dart file, and here we will pass routes, and here we will have string visit builder, and here we will pass PayPal. Then we have the build context new of payment PayPal payment screen. So now let's run the application to see how it's looking. Now if I click on the PayPal, and here you can see the progress is coming and the site is getting loaded here. Now the site has been loaded 80%, that's why that loader is not fully loaded. So once the site is fully loaded, that loader will be completed. So here you can see the loader is gone, and we are able to see that web view in our application, Flutter application. So now we will do the integration of PayPal, and before that we will create one service file for that PayPal. After that we will do that final integration in this web view. So now we will do the integration of PayPal, and for that we have to create a 3 variables in our config.dart file. First one is a PayPal client ID. We have to pass the client ID here. And the second one is the secret key. We have to pass the secret key here. And for the URL, right now we are using the sandbox, and we have to put here api.sandbox.paypal.com. If we are doing for the production app, we have to change the URL to api.paypal.com. So I have created that PayPal service.dart file. I will explain each and every method over here. So what we are doing here, we have created a new class file that is PayPal service, and here I am defined two variables. First one is a client ID, second one is a secret key. Then we have two variables of return URL, and then we have a cancel URL, a URL which we will get on the basis of the payment success or failure. And then we have added a new method that is get access token, and what we are doing in this method is we are doing the first of all we are doing the try catchy here. Then we are creating the auth token on the basis of the client ID and the secret ID. And then we are posting that URL, that is PayPal URL /version1 auth2 token. Then we are passing here grant type of client credential, and in the options we are passing here basic auth token here. In the content type we are passing here application JSON. So when we get the response of 200, then we get the response data, and from that response data we will get the access token here, and that access token we will use in our another service for posting the data of that payment gateway and all. So then we have a default currency here, and we are passing a symbol of INR, and we are passing a decimal digit of 2. Then we have a symbol before the number true, and then we have a currency INR. Then we have created one method of get order parameters, and what we are doing here, we are fetching the data from our fetch cart items, and here we are just doing a looping for each loop. Then in the items, that line number 61, we have created one variable of items array, and then in the line number 63 we are just adding the data, and we are passing a name, and we are fetching that name from the product name of that cart item. Then we are passing a quantity, and we are fetching that quantity from that cart item also. The price also we are fetching from our product sale price, and the currency we are fetching from that default currency in this array, that is INR we are passing here. Then we have a total number here, and we are fetching from that cart items total amount. Then we have a subtotal also, we are fetching as a total amount from the cart model. And for the shipping cost and for that shipping discount we are passing a 0. Then we have a object. We have created an object here, and we are passing here intent is equal to sale. Then for the payer we are passing here payment method PayPal, and for the transaction we are passing here amount, and in the amount we are passing a total amount. Then we have a detail here, and in the detail we are passing a subtotal amount. Then we have a shipping here, and for that we are passing a shipping cost. Then we have a shipping discount here, and we are putting here -10 into shipping discount cost to string. Then we have a description here, whatever the transaction description is. Then we have a payment options here, and that we are passing here instant funding source. In the item list we are passing here items which we have created here, these item array, and we are filling that data from our cart items. And then we have created a new method here, that is create PayPal payment, and what we are doing here, we are passing here access transactions, and then we are passing here access token. So for the transaction we are passing here this method, that is get order params, and for the access token we are getting that access token from this method, that is get access token method, which we have created above. And what we are doing in this method is passing the PayPal URL here, and for that we are passing here version1 payments. Then we have a payment, and in the data we are converting that data from transaction data to JSON encode, and then we are passing an option, and in the bearer token we are passing that access token here. Then we have a content type header here we are passing here. Then we are getting that response data, and on the basis of the response data we are getting that links and all, and we are getting the approval link, and then we are getting the execute. So this approval URL is a checkout URL which we will call in our web view, so that web view will open that particular URL. And this execute URL is for getting our payment transaction ID when we are done with our transaction. And that execute URL will be called here in this method, that is execute payment. So what we are doing here, we are passing 3 parameters here. First one is a URL, then we are passing a player ID, then we are passing an access token, and this player ID we will get in our. So when we call this create PayPal method, then we are getting here approval URL, that is checkout URL, and when we execute that checkout URL, then we get these player ID and all, and we will pass in this method for getting our transaction ID. And for that also we are doing the post request, and we are passing our access token here, and here in the response we are checking if that is 200, then we are getting here the body of that ID, and that ID is the transaction ID. So now we will do the final integration of this PayPal service in our PayPal payment screen. For that we have to do the modification in this code. So here we will define 2 variables, string checkout URL, string execute URL, string access token, and here we will define our PayPal service, and here we will initialize it. PayPal service is equal to new of PayPal service, and here we will do future dot delete, and duration we are using here 0, and we are doing here async. Now here we are using the try catch here, and for getting the access token we will pass here access token is equal to await of PayPal service dot get token, and here we are passing here transactions here, and we are fetching the transaction from PayPal service dot get order params, and here we are passing the context here. Now to get that checkout URL we have to create a one variable of this final response is equal to await of PayPal service dot create PayPal payment, and here we will pass the transaction and the access token here. So now here we will check if the response is not of null, then we are setting here set state, and we are passing here check URL. Checkout URL is equal to response of approval URL, and here we will have the execute URL is equal to response of execute URL, and the try catch we are passing here error, and we are printing the error here. So now we will do the modification here also, and here we will check if the checkout URL is not of null. In the else condition we will pass here return scaffold visit, and here we will have key scaffold visit, and then we have the app bar here, and we can copy the same code from here. And the body we are passing here center visit, and here we will have child of container, and here we will have child circular progress indicator, So now what we are doing here, we are checking here. If that checkout URL is not of null, then only we can execute our web view. Else we are showing here loader. In the meantime, when that access token is generating, this code is generating, and once that generation is done for that access token, after that we are creating that we are calling that create PayPal payment method, and on the basis of that we are getting the checkout URL. Once that checkout URL is available, then we are showing that web view, and here we will pass checkout URL. So here we will make it as a async here, and we are checking here if requested URL is contain PayPal services dot return URL. Then we are doing here handling of that payment success and all. Final URI is equal to URI dot parse, and here we are passing that URL, request URL, and to get the query string, and here we are getting that payer ID is equal to URI dot query parameters payer ID. Then here we will check if that payer ID is not of null, then we will execute here await PayPal services dot execute payment, and here we are passing that execute URL, and here we are getting that payer ID and access token, and here we are doing done, and here we are putting it as a ID here. So now here we will print that transaction ID here. Once that is available, we are removing that payment screen, navigator of context dot pop, and this will remove that screen. And same we will do here also in the else condition, and here also. And here also we will check request URL dot contain PayPal service dot cancel URL. Then here also we are removing it. So now just run the application to see how that payment gateway is working or not. So now if I click on the PayPal, and here you can see that PayPal payment, you can see here the loader is loading. Once that access token is available, that loader will be removed and that URL will be loaded. So now you can see that loader has been removed and that checkout URL available, and that PayPal gateway is loading that screen, and here you can see that screen has been came for that PayPal. Now here we will add the email ID which we have created for that sandbox. So here we will add the password also. Now you can see here cart amount is 249, and when I click on this you can see all the items which are in our cart application. That is one lychee tea 250 grams, then we have a one cum seed zira that is 113, then we have one cum seed Jira that is 71, then subtotal of 249, total of 249. Now if I click on that continue button, and here we will pass CVV value. So here that visa verification is coming, and here I will pass the password here. So once I done it, and after that we will get that ID that we have, and that is that transaction ID. So now the payment is successful here. So application is just creating that ID here. So now the ID has been created. This is the ID which we created from that PayPal, and you can see here, and also that pop-up is also closed after getting the successful payment. and this PayPal ID has been generated. If we go to that PayPal, that payment has been generated over there, and this transaction ID we have to pass in our WooCommerce order as a payment transaction ID, so that which we will cover in our next video. So that's all in this payment integration video. I hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. I will come back soon with another video of this series. Thank you all.